Okay, I'm back. Today I'm finally going to actually do a survey for the one D&D clerics and revised species thing about because I haven't done that yet because I've been busy. Yeah. So that is the plan for today. First I'll do a quick update on my adventure I've been running the past couple days, which is why I haven't been streaming. I'm gonna stream at different times, and like I didn't stream earlier today because I was asleep then because of the whole schedule thing. That's my normal time. The time I've been my sleep suggestion has been telling me to sleep in. For those that don't know, I don't have a sleep schedule. It's just like completely shattered and fragmented, and so it's more it'd be more the more accurate term would be a sleep suggestion than a sleep schedule. Um, but so running an adventure for a class thing. Um, so I've been working on the whole thing I've been working on recently. Um, but zero, yeah, whatever. We've got the parties consists of we've got I've gone to the characters on stream before, but then we got a changeling rogue assassin. We've got a half elf lord bard. We have a lizardfolk conquest paladin. We have a mountain dwarf, a condomin cleric, and just today we added another player who hasn't played D&D before, so he's playing a human because he just didn't know what to play for race, and then he's playing a Drakeborn ranger because he's done. I have a document to like help people who played before choose what class to play, and then got ranger versus outcome, and he seemed to be wasn't opposed to playing ranger, so ranger, and then the other chose some places as well. Like he found the Drakeborn being most interesting, which makes sense. So a bit complicated for first character, but it's fine. He doesn't it's not doesn't be too bad. Um, but first day, um, we went into the town, yada yada yada. The first temp list, they kind of just like meandered. Let's pull up. I'll pull the map here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I guess maybe we went like going in first class. I got there early. I guess like they're like 40 minutes early. Um, and to end up making I think I've talked about this on stream, but I ended up making um. Let's close some of the stuff here. Um, I ended up making that format. I made a quiz and how to practice the why is this thing on? Teehee. I know something looked weird with what it was though. The Excel form bar things. Let me see so you can read the form I'm dealing with in Excel. Um, but yeah, so um, we made that. I think it should be my downloads. Yeah, so I've been wanting to practice learn the months of D&D, and so I made myself this quiz here. Fuck you. Have you really blocked the fucking fuck you? If you fuck you. I hate this thing so much. Like I downloaded it off of a email, which I at least sent to myself. I email from myself to myself, and like because I want to get from that computer. My server takes the classes I would use mobile because I can't use this thing. Use this thing to get them back and forth. I'm using email myself because of this computer's like the OneDrive, which is dumb, but because I think I have like two OneDrive or something, and it's hooked to a different one, but like it's whatever. And it's annoying, but I can really figure it out. But I think what I need to do is I need to file save as save somewhere else. Um, close that window. then go over to here. Open up this thing. Why the fuck? What the? Oh, oh, this thing's so fucking stupid. I literally just, this thing was messed up before our stream. It was like cut off and all messed up, and like it was like way far, and now it's fucked up in a different way now. I have not touched, like, I'm 99% sure I've not touched or messed with the scaling of the window, but yet it's fucked up and it's pissing me off. Cause I'm having to chill like every single stream. It's like, just fuck off. That's fine. Okay. So yeah. So 4 minutes before class, I made this thing here. So let's do it the other way around. So Janus hammer. Fuck right off. September is Eliant. Well, I don't need to, but yeah, you can see it. Yeah. What's that thing? So I made that. And so I now know the method. So it's hammer it's hammer, Alturiok, chess, Tarsak, Myrtul, Kithorn, Flame Rule, Eliasis, Eliant, Marpanoth, Uktar, and Nighthall. Or the months in the there. So I remember that was before the first session, before the first session, not the session 0. Actually, no. Maybe it was the first session 0. Yeah, it was the first session 0 because I was talking about it on the. I did talk about it on the. I did after session 0. Which means, what did I do? Oh, I didn't do anything. We got pretty quickly into it for session 1. We got into it pretty quickly, I think. Or I just didn't. Maybe it's past the months again or something. I don't quite remember what I did. But but yeah, so the first one, I'll put the list thing, the map list. Well, first of all, I know. I sent to someone working with the wrong map, and so I sent this one instead of the one I wanted to print. Because apparently I don't know why this is the one that's saved. I don't know why this is. I thought I said one without all this fucking stuff. The one that you don't see the hints in that house and stuff because I don't see what's in there. But yeah, whatever. Also, the fucking graves are wrong. It's like these graves don't exist. Neither does this one either. But yeah, so they were there. They just kind of like went in. They talked to somebody. Went and talked to them in a tower. Learned that like, oh, the goblin is raiding this place. They fixed the well thing out of the rope because they don't rope the well. Did that. Well, one of them did that. And then like, they also go find the goblins. I'm looking rations but like the, because none of them had an explorer's kit, so the one with most of the rations had 5. Um, so not enough. And then yada yada. They ended up looking at the graves a little bit. Like they did not glue into anything. They got the months near. Like I basically had a hand faith in the fact that okay, it's 1432 DR. These three people, well, these four of these people died in 1329. The raid started 3 years ago. Like it was like, oh, and they all died at the raid. Well, but look at the age of the first one there, because the first one there's only 3 died to the raids, and also they did not out the include into the fact that it was a child that died. That one, the fourth one was the last grave is that of a child. Someone was 9 years old when they died. I don't know, they include onto that, because they like, and then they ended up just moving on. Just went down south. They just walked off south without getting told where the Goblin Village is. And for those, and well, I would say for those who know, but like, kind of an assumption. I should look at, but so the area, this is like the southern Sword Coast area. This is where they are. They decided to go walk off this way. Yay. To go find, which they're gonna cross the river at some point. In fact, they'll get to it perfectly. But so they head out. At this point, this is session 1. There's one of the like we really want to get into combat, itching for combat mode. Like the beginning of this event is pretty balanced between the 3 pillars of D&D: your combat, your exploration, your social. It's pretty well balanced, but the combat mostly is towards the end of the adventure, with the first parts being more exploration and social based. Because it's just a mystery, like who's doing this raiding? Well, it's not. You've learned it's not the goblins, yada, basically. But like they think it is, then you end up finding this place over here. Well, so they're like, oh, without knowing what they're like, oh, the goblins are like, we'll just follow the trail and we'll see like some mark on the sign in the trees to see what the goblins are like. Okay, I don't know what you're thinking, but like, if you've left a mark on a tree, and you're like do something like raiding, you're not gonna make it obvious to hide. You're gonna do a very good job of hiding it. Like you were going to, like you would like it'd be something where like it's hidden. Like you would know the location because you know what the area looked like, about how long you've been walking since then, on the move, and then know about what the area looks like, and then you can look for where that mark is exactly, and then if you find the mark, okay, it's this way. But then looking at this entire vast area for a mark, it's like, and then like there's all the forest here. It's like they're like over here currently. It's like they're not. It's like I only kind of forgot the small forest here, because like in my head I'm thinking that it's right up against this forest, but it's not. It's up against this little forest here. But always I was thinking that like the Goblin is actually probably like over here. It's probably not in the center, because this is a very long distance there, and you have to play my farm. Vis knows about it. But yeah, they travel without any idea where it is. Like no knowledge at all. Like okay, well, let's find it. Like, are you insane? You're not gonna find it. Like, you're looking at an area this big. This is the size of Puget Sound. This is ginormous. This is a very big area. You're not just gonna search the whole thing and find that goblinoid village. You just aren't. But they set off and they're like, let's go, we'll go kill some goblins. I'm like, okay, you remember how? Why don't you just go Aaron Yeager this stuff? Just kill them all. Okay. And then it's like, okay, so whatever. So session 2, I'm like, okay, after someone like, okay, they need relate. They're itching for combat. If they don't get their blood, they're not having. It's like, okay, I should get some sort of random encounter from the device. Like, I was looking through my random encounter, like most of them aren't ones we'd fight. That's like, they're not actually like evil creatures to fight. Most of them are like, oh, it's an animal of some sort, or like a treant or an awakened shrub. Like they're blights, but they take blights, shambling mountain, I guess, and like trolls. I don't see the only one for trolls. Like, okay, what's this some sort of troll encounter? So I like, rot troll also makes sense. They're kind of powerful, and I'd like to like, and I was like intrigued at the idea of going with like having the variant troll like lose limbs, which is kind of dumb. That it's like losing limbs as being a vanger, and like limbs will be chopped off in combat. Like when it's 5 stuff, limbs are not going to be stay or also stay attached to the body. Like why do you have this one thing that very specifically limbs fall off? Like I'm just kind of jealous that this should happen, but whatever. All the difference is like the limbs stay alive, but I should probably just shoot for all trolls, not just this specific variety. But whatever. I don't really care that much. But like you're gonna do one of those, and then but like one of those in a raw, like that's probably not gonna go well. I actually didn't check what the difficulty would be, but because they put the B4 with the check the end be a fire 5, but let's make it called Venom Troll. It would be interesting. A Venom Troll, and I'll do a variant troll. When they kind of like, and they're like, oh, this is a really. I was thinking last now, and like that might be too powerful for them. I wonder if they'll actually win. And then this morning I ended up putting into the counter builder. I'm like, oh, it's actually not even deadly. It's like pretty much. I ended up 2 of the two the true troll, normal troll. So then, well, the variant troll, and then a venom troll, which meant I ended up not bringing. I grabbed. We have these 3D print these 4 3D printed pawn things for large creatures that have shapes in them. The D20 shape, the dice or decahedron, whatever it's called. We have a circle, a sphere, cube, and a triangle, and a cone one. But there are 2 of them because like okay, the 2 got trolls, and I need 3 of them. So luckily some else bought miniatures, and there's a large ogre thing they could end up using. But they got in a fight there. The thing is, each of these sessions, I have all of 80 minutes. 80 minutes is not enough time for a session of D&D, especially because of setup. When I sort of setup, I have to go into it, and then like we lost time today because I created a character for somebody, so we lost time today, and like they could not finish the encounter. Granted, there's supposed to be a break afterwards that we could have used to finish the encounter probably, because I'm pretty sure on the next turn the Venom Troll is going to go down, because they're facing the problem that they knock a troll down and they get back up, and they knock it down and they attack. Things like they were attacking it while it was down on the ground, like, oh, we must kill it. I'm like, I expected the player who actually played D&D before to know that trolls have these take from have damage, and the damage function feature does not work. Like maybe it's role playing, like his character doesn't know that, but I think he would have. He's just a type of player to probably, because I've played with the GM for before. I think he'd assume that his character knows that, and then I'd have to correct that assumption. Because he said rogue assassin. Rogue assassin may not know. Well, might know that they had the original, might recognize the fact that this was happening, but they probably don't know. The range of the party would, but then like that player's the new character player has never played D&D before, so like they're not gonna know that information. All if I could just tell them like, okay, well you need to use acid or fire damage. Thing is, they're a Drake Warden. They just happen to choose acid damage, so that Drake Warden can actually beat them. There's also Venom also takes damage, and then the damage type other than the psychic, it ends up being poisoned out of something nearby. Funnily enough, like the bard has been using Synapse stating rather than Psychic Lance, which is the part supposed to use. It's psychic damage, so it doesn't trigger the poison effect thing. and it's a intelligence saving throw, which they've managed to intelligence saving throws. Like that's a very that's and he's a player who's never played before. Like you're kind of acting like you've played this game like kind of a lot. Like that's just the strategies that this person has played before. But the other ones are just it's like okay, but they're sitting there attacking a troll that's down on the ground. It's like you, and then it just gets up and they're like clearly that's not working. And they did it again. Like clearly that's not working. I think they're gonna do the same thing. The new player's gonna the one that's added today. They're probably the same thing. Thing is, he's gonna do it with the Drake companion, which is finally gonna make it go down because it was the last damage finally to it. It's like, also I think I forgot to do when the Adventural Sims attack with a claw attack. I think it's actually claw or bite. They put the poison condition. So I kind of forgot about that, which means they've just found attack rules, but it's whatever. I missed it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But they were kind of demolished. The paladin was getting just absolutely railed. It was like dying, and then like the cleric would go heal him, and they were not faring well. And the new ranger players were all got railed on, and like was not well done. It's like was not. I think he had like 12 HP or something. So I can pull it up, in fact, because I have it here in the counter. What is it? Where is it? Here. Yeah, the Proudest Friend clicks in 18 HP. That's after a cure wounds. Like I think he was told to do a fourth level. I'm not sure if he capped it at a fourth level because he healed 19 HP. Like, I don't think that's 14th level. Both and it confuse it, make it more complicated than it needed to be. So, but let's try to deal with my computer. But then is the Monumental's at 45 HP. The Adventural's been knocked down, and so it's about within the previous turn. I think it's finally going to get killed by the Drake companion. There's another troll at 4 HP, but this has been going down and up, down and up, down and up because they're not doing fire damage or acid damage to it. And then I think that character doesn't particularly much damage. Yeah, I don't think they take any damage. Then there's the cleric, which is at 21 HP of only 34. Wow. And then yeah, I think the ranger's at the ranger's at 19 HP. And the bard's at 59 HP. The bard's the most HP of anybody. Just obviously 74. I wonder if I don't think it's tough. I think he just rolled well or something. But whatever. So but yeah, so there's gonna be a total of 7 days, of which one of us has 0. So like, in the end, we have a total of 8 hours to play this. I've streamed on, and rather frequently, for more than 8 hours. In fact, I've streamed for 16 hours before. For twice the time we're playing. Like, we have such a small amount of, and every single time we're gonna pick it up again and refresh, like a recap of what we did last time, and it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's of no fault. It's like just like this is not enough time. Like, and one of the players is getting frustrated the fact that we're not getting anything done, and it's like he's getting frustrated. It's like he's frustrated more at me, kind of, but like it just we don't have enough time. We don't have time to do anything this time. This fighter needs time. Like I would been like, oh, we're gonna run out of adventure or something to offer. Now, like I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do with like we're not gonna be able to finish it because like tomorrow, not tomorrow, cause we don't. There's not something on Friday. Like it's okay. There's no class tomorrow. That's just whatever. I don't care. I don't know. I'm control over. This was one on Monday. Like, we could have had an extra like 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 4 minutes. It was gonna be fine. Whatever. But like, next session on Monday, they'll finish up this whole combat thing, and I'll kind of point them like, hey guys, you weren't gonna be able to do anything here. Y'all are gonna go off looking for goblins, and you weren't gonna find things. Basically like your character about if you're like while while attending your wounds, you're kind of thinking about it. And you guys kind of realize that you guys don't even know where the goblin place settlement is. You are and not only that, like, and like the chance of you actually being fine that are marked to say, oh, that's where they go, is so small because they're not trying to keep it hidden. Like, they're not trying to like, they would know where to look. They have a general idea of like how far they have to walk, like something earlier, how far they walk, and where to look. And so like they probably wouldn't be fulfilled. Not it could be in Druidic, for all you know. In which case, then so you aren't. That's not gonna. You just like maybe be smart to go back. I think they're gonna come back, and hopefully they'll do so. They'll go back. They'll go talk to. They'll go get information from where it is from Farm Visk, and then they can go to the Goblinoid settlement. Now, hopefully they can get to the Goblin settlement and do something on Monday. I mean, I guess if they can just get to the Goblinoid settlement on Monday, then you have Tuesday to deal with the Goblinoid settlement or something. And then Wednesday can be like going towards Maglin, starting Maglin, and then Thursday you can finish it off. So we might be fine, but if there's much dilly dallying or goofing off, or just some like they don't get something done, they're not efficient enough at some point, or I'm not efficient enough. I was not saying it wasn't to be their fault. It could be my stutter's fault, which my stutter's been absolute garbage. Because also on top of that, we've got 2 sessions in the same room. Like there's another DM, and it's like there was like a party of 6, I think. And it's like I'm having to talk over all that with my stutter, and it's absolute hell. Like it's just like I'm fine on stream. Like for the most part, I'm not studying right now, but that's because I'm just by myself. I'm not worried about like what people think. Like stream's a lot nice for me. It's like I can just be myself. I'm not worried about like being weird or funky or singing what I'm saying because that's what will make me stop stuttering. Like I'm not gonna sing what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like there because I'm just like I get too insecure and subconscious about myself. It's like, I mean, around people, I don't care. Like, I would sing what I'm saying, but the one character that doesn't get really frustrated is like I'm kind of closed off around him. Like it's, yeah, I don't have to open around him, enough to like do weird things, weird things, but like, it just. It is what it is, but I'm not sure. I could see if there's probably another room we could use, but it's like, because like trying to talk and like I'm trying to basically talk over somebody else, and I just like it's just I'll spend like 30 seconds trying out what I'm trying to say. That for something that takes me all of like 5 seconds to actually say, It's like, I think it's possible with making the other guy frustrated. I'm like, it's not gonna be realistic, but hopefully, no. Hopefully, I have a strong feeling they're gonna go in and just murder the goblinoids, which is gonna be fun. Well, not really fun. It's like I know what I want to do if they go and murder the goblins. I want to make it painful for them and like make it very obvious that these are defenseless. But I also know at the same time, in situations like the situation I'm going to be in, there's a very good chance I'll just kind of crumble and just not act it out. Because I'll just get also stuttering and I'll just get all like worked up and I'll just abandon that. And it's like, cause I know it's what I do. It's just something that's one of my bigger problems with the game. It's like I'll just end up like if I like I wanted something cool, but then just like it's just get I just nope. I just end up backing out because I don't have the balls to do anything. But it's like, nah. But like the goblin child crying over their parents' body. It's like just like they clearly just like you just don't like they don't know how to defend against you. Like they attack them if they hit. I just let them describe how they kill them. Like very obviously like this is not a fight. You're just massacring them. And there's also the possibility that they could win guns a blazing. They start killing them and was one moment. These are just defenseless goblins we're killing here. And they do have I did a stat block last night, off stream because I was really tired and I thought I was only waiting for maybe 30 minutes or something. I ended up working for about 2 hours, but which today's been I haven't mentioned it yet, but today's probably the first stream because it's been 30 minutes I haven't even started the survey, but I'll probably be that for that long today. Um. Uh. But but mainly the goblin, right? The bugbear elder, music druid, and she has revivify, but so there's a possibility that they were going to come. Oh wait, where's the and like some of them, I think at least one of them has. I think one of them has raised dead. I'm not sure if anyone else has some sort of resurrection spells, but like revivify. But they're probably like, oh, they kill them. Like, oh wait, one moment we fucked up, and then revive and resurrect them or something. But potentially possible that ends up happening. But I doubt this is Magli. I imagine the Gunblades are Magli again as well. And there's a little bit of this. They'll fight, but then they'll end up surrendering. When things start to go poorly. Below the people of Magli, that is not the characters. But and then like also I made a so like I run the like you got the 20 house. I ended up adding this like the flesh golem giant spider thing. That the nine has created. I've also added another thing, which was a crawling claw, except it's a troll. The hand of the hand of a troll. Cause I was doing the troll throw, then like one moment, like I call constantly the arm that drives the. I'm like, but what if you just shove off a hand? Like maybe I should make a variant stat block with the troll with like a hand thing. Like if you chop the hand, what does that feel like? Like, huh? What about like okay, well let's look at a crawling claw. Like, what if I did a crawling claw, but it's a troll claw? And because they're fighting trolls here, I could then like link things together by having they got random encounter to the actual story by having this crawling claw thing, this crawling troll claw thing in the hag place, and it kind of ties things together. So now I have that there as well. It's like a half CR or something, but it has the whole regeneration trait of the troll, which seeing how they act when they went about it here, very interesting. Like it says 10 HP, so the hand has 10 HP, but it also has regeneration of 10 HP. So like it goes by, it's like you can knock it out to like knock it to 0 HP, and then it goes back to full. It makes me think of the it's an Aaron, it's a Pokemon strategy that involves sturdy Aaron, so little steel type boyo, steel rock type boyo that are the low level. I actually, yeah, the lower level. But straight, so like you're at full HP, you're then you can attack with Oka would one shot you. You'd be rubbed to 1 HP instead. You then have Endeavor, which then matches the target stat to your HP. And you then have a Shell Bell, which then gives you all the HP back, and then you go back to the full, and so you just there you are. I'm not sure this strategy still works, or it's just been like there's obviously kind of played with it because like you just don't target those Aaron, it's gone. Well, assuming you outspeed it, if you without speed it, you can, yeah, which you probably will because Aaron's really slow, so it's not really a problem. I mean, let's say like on a trick room, which Aaron will be going first, but because that strategy doesn't really work, so but I could use like after you potentially, but whatever. But yeah, so that'll be an interesting fight. I wonder if we get the this. I kind of wonder if we'll get the last day little club and like we won't be able to finish the final fight. We do in the middle of the final fight and like, oh, and there goes the bell. It's done now. If we'll like, hopefully I can actually get them to stay. Like there's a break after the class, but then none of them are like, oh, we can't stay over the break. And like they're like, I literally just like okay, they take like 1 minute to clean up and get ready to go and go. I'm like, we could have, hung around for like another 4 minutes playing, and then you could pack up and go. It's like, and you're complaining about not like losing time at the beginning. Like, you could stay and play a little bit longer, do one more turn to get finished up the initiative order, to bring us back to the top of the initiative order, at least, and then also the Venom will probably be dead. In fact, well, yeah, you probably could have finished the combat. Granted, I guess aren't using. I mean, the Drake Warden will the guard Drake, the Drake companion is going to carry them because none of them like they have Spearing Smite, they have Firebolt, they have on 2 different characters, they have fire type the rogue assassin doesn't have anything, and I don't think the Bard has anything either. Don't get me wrong about that. The Ranger Drake companion has stuff and they're using it. But he also has this Hunter's Mark, which is whatever, is fine. He's a new player, and I'm not going to criticize him at all. So like he's his first time ever playing. It's got thrown into a Ranger, so which all the probably kind of need a Ranger because I gave him Goodberry, which is like the only thing keeping them alive for like their travel time. But whatever. So out of that kind of rant, that going over that, let's actually get into the point of the stream for today. The whole survey thing. Would you like to rate Mr. President? Honestly, what's even here? What is the first time you played D&D 5e? Have you played this as cleric class? No, I want to, but I haven't been able to. I also have overall the cleric class. I should open up, shouldn't I? That'd be smart. Oh yeah, also the series closed on the 20th, but um, maybe just I am satisfied with Cleric. Cause like they're like there's the holy order thing was like is like they give the martial weapons and high armor precision a nice but there you skill thing, and then you get like extra spells or something, and, like challenge divinity usage. Yeah, generally for a short rest, and then you get an extra cantrip. Um, like that kind of thing as well. So, yeah. All of this thing was just cool. I, from what I remember, like the one thing I wasn't a fan, like I think it's fine, whatever. It's a bit worse, but it also makes sense. Blizzard Strikes is like it's what it was Natasha's. I don't love, but like it's the way it is. I think like getting the holy order option. There's something I wasn't a big fan of, but what was it? I don't know. I'd say I'm very satisfied with Cleric. The article. I'm kind of regretting deciding to do this today. Because last night I got all 5 hours of sleep, and it's been a long day today. Because, like, after the whole D&D session stuff. Oh, I also something else I want to show off. After the D&D session, I went yes, actually, so 5 hours sleep. Which is just draining because like I mean, I had the whole 30-minute conversation, 4 minute long conversation about everything. So I figured tell why I was draining. And then after that, I had and before that I was doing some issues with Excel. Like Excel was like trying to figure. I was doing the cold coding thing for the what the one thing I haven't shown off yet, but it was a dumb problem. Like it was like horror is equal to horror and false. I'm like no, horror is equal to horror is true. Horror as in the god, not as in hoe. Um, not as in prostitute. But uh, as in they got a revenge and retribution. Um, at least wait, yes, revenge and retribution. It's some of those things at least. Um, wait, should I hit up what I was working on? But um. But yeah, so after that, um, after the whole class thing, I ended up going and hanging out for about an hour. Then I ended up going doing some workout and cause my dad works as a building manager at the school that I was doing this thing at. Um, But so that I'm gonna help him, and then there's a property across of like this a wooded area. I was helping him do something there for a while, but all that plus the following 5 hours of sleep means I'm really tired right now, and I just like was like, oh right, always has very long like I'm thinking about like back to previous one was like very long, sometimes typing long paragraphs of information about stuff. I'm like, it's like I don't want to do that right now. I'm too tired. I'm just like it's like ugh. I so I might not do this. I might just go for an hour long stream here, stream for another 13 minutes, and then call it good. Cause like I said, I'm tired. I don't want to have the energy for this right now. I think I'll come back to this tomorrow. Cause I have something else to show off. So I have everything else to do. Um, it's just how the streams. Mm. Um, so I created this thing. I've been so after having memorized the months of the year, I went into I thought like, well, what if I were to this is on day one after the class. Like, you know what? I've got the months down. You know, good old hammer, altriac, chess, tarsalk, tarsal. It's tarsach, tarshak, tarsak. It's something like that. Why? April and then you got Myrtle, Kith, Myrtle, Kithorn, Flame, Rule, Eliasis, Eliant, Marpanoth, Uktar, and Natal. April's like TARS space, not space, like AHK or something. Tarsak, I think is what it is. I feel I'm being S for the H though. Tarzak. No, it's Tarzak. Yeah, I think it's Tarzak. But yeah, so they did that, and like, you know what else I can memorize? The gods. What if I pulled up the thing? Except I ran into a problem with doing because like I wanted to make it so like having like for starters having given like the god's name or the province and like okay now what god is this? What god is this? Like after just giving the province, I'm like I'm like what's the god of wizardry? I mean I know what that is. I knew it before, but it's Azuth. Or like, given like for one of the big rumors like for what is the gods of poison and disease. So it's Helona, but like a high like I think and so I wanted to like I have a list like a matching thing. You have to be like here's the list. Here's the options. Now fill them in. Like the god of this, god of that. So like what I have right here. However, to do that, I have to make it so in an order where it randomizes them, but there's no duplicates. So we mean to have to do this thing. All of this. So that we have it so that it doesn't do duplicates. I ended up doing a loop somewhere and it caused problems because it was a little loop reference thing. I had to redo it. Not entirely, but I do redo some part pieces of it to get to work. That was I was redoing. That was yesterday when I redid it. So Um. But I'm creating it. I Yeah, and finished it yesterday, but I wasn't able to do. I went like starting one and like I ended up like I don't know. I got the ones I knew like that 50% of them I got down. This morning I'm going to like trying to work out with the rest of them. Um, I was trying to practice, and this morning I was waiting for before class, really quick before the class. So I'm gonna do that. Or, but I've got this now, and so I've now spent then an hour after class. I spent practicing a bit more, and so now I can do this. Go to Earth. That's Goombar. I'm going. Oh, my moment. This right here, basically, I have an option over here that allows me to if I change this thing right here to true, um, it'll show me this thing, which is a list of the gods. So I'm gonna list the options. If I don't want that, right now I want to make it. I'm I'm past that. I don't need that anymore, so I'm not hitting it. But I guess I need to have to make so that not only does it make it black, I also need to make sure that the text is also the font is black. It remains black. Okay. So I'm going to Earth Goombar. Also, one thing you noticed when I was typing Goombar, it had red there for a moment. That's because, also I have it on. I should need to have. I want to have it on manual. It takes too long. Because it goes through and if I don't have it, it goes through and randomizes this again. I did the macro I set up. It copies it to here, so it's changed to what's over here. Which is what this is right here. That makes it runs the macro, but so that light battery changed. But you got black little spot there. I'll have to do the camera as well though. I can just do camera. But yeah, this is the rough up. That's if you misspell if you're misspelling it. It'll be red if after you check and you got one wrong. But yeah, so I'm going to fit the Stavros. Got on moon that's Saloon. Saloon is with a like there it is. Saloon. And then you have Malar. The god of hunt is Malar. God of lies is Kirik. This is one I this is one I mess up the most. God of weapons is Helm. God of storms is Talos. God of love and beauty is Sune or Soon. God of the sea is Umberlee. God of magic is Mystra. God of the dead is Kalamvor. Well, I'm looking down my keyboard. I'm not looking down the answer. You're getting suspicious. God of the forest is Maliki. In fact, my sort of guys stick down there buried in file books. Well, not it's 1, 2, 3. It's the lowest in the stack. Cause I'm bringing this sort of guide back and forth between when I'm doing the class, the school I'm doing the class at, and Pioneer. So the bars are broad if I didn't stack right here. But yeah. Guys, we got a fire is Kusuth. God of knowledge is Oguma. Also, I don't have a Beanie Beyond because I don't have Throws Guided Beanie Beyond. So also, if it was, you were there, and if it was open, we were white. You can tell because it's like if I go and open up Beanie Beyond on the left screen, this is what it looks like. Well, that's the Beanie Beyond, but you can see how much light it affects it. And that's my Gmail, which is not as bright as Beanie Beyond. So just the lighting. Gods of Good Fortune is Timora. Gods of Winter is Aurel. Gods of Darkness and Loss is Shar. Northlander god of sailors is Valkyr. Goddess of joy is Lyra. God of thieves is Mask. God of indulgence is Asmodeus. Goddess of strategy is the Red Knight. Red Knight. If you're more modern. God of tyranny is Bane. God of craft is Gond. God of the sun is Amontor. God of wild nature is Sylvanus. God of illusion. Goddess of illusions is Lyra, or Lyra, however it is pronounced. God of endurance is Ilmater, aka D&G Jesus, aka D&G Jesus. God of curious self is Torm. God of death is Mirkul. God of revenge and reputation is the one I mentioned earlier, is Horror. It's the one where like horror, the horror like falls like fuck you, it's being dumb this morning. And then it fixed itself around like I'm not sure that's what it did, but it fixed itself like okay then. Well, whatever, it's fine now. God of illusion, example I used earlier is Asuth. Please speak up, guys. My OCD will not handle if it's not. Goddess of pain is Loviatar. The ones that I messed up the most on were Kirik, and 3 evil goddesses: Loviatar, Shar, and Talona. I finally got them down though. Remember that Talona is the god of poisons and disease, and I remember that Loviatar is like Larvitar, but it's not the darkness one. Because I know it's poison, disease, pain, and darkness and loss. Right? Yeah, darkness and loss. And like Larvitar is like the kind of the Pokemon named Larvitar, which then evolves into Ranatar, which is a dark type, so darkness and loss. Except you can't actually use that. That's not true, and so it's not that one. My brain works this way. It's really funky. It's like, it's not that. My brain remembers like, okay, it's not that though. But then, and I've now remembered that Talona's poison is like Talona, Talon you attack with. Poison disease could be used as an attack of something. Granted, pain also kind of a problem there, but like you don't attack with pain. Pain's the cause of an attack. Granted, it deems harm, but that's not pain though. Both powered pain, but no. So, and then like the left is Larvitar is not as poison disease, and it's not darkness and loss, so it has to be murder. Murder's not an option. Murder's the one that's right there. Murder's ball. It has to be pain then. Also, rock slices from Tyranitar are painful. Are pains. Granted, in the current meta, rock slices just tend to come from Garchomp, but pish posh. God of murder is Ball. Describe what it is. Jerigal. Gerald, is that you? No. Reference. Good for you. God of peace is Eldath. God of water is Istitia. Goddess of trade is Joaquin. God of justice is Tyr. God of dawn and renewal is Lathander. Goddess of misfortune is Bashaba, which is the god you say fucking Bashaba anytime you roll a 1 to play insane character. Or bloody Bashaba, whatever I'm going with. I don't want to go with the British accent there, but podium song is Milil. God of agriculture is Shantae. God of poison and disease is Talona. God of war is not. Well, right, no, it's Tempus. Goddess of air is Akadi. God of tracking is Gueron Windstrom. God of writing is Dennis. No, it's Denier. No, De Niro. I can play the I with the E is like messing me. Like, why you spelling wrong? I'm like, oh, because I'm not good at spelling. Yeah. And then now we go over here, hit automatic, we hit check, and boom, they all disappear because we're good to go. If I just say mess one up, or if it's not have it, then it'll do that. Or if like say Valkyr, and then I go like Sean. Why are you yelling at me? What did it? What I did not do wrong. What's wrong? What did I do? Valkyr. Don't bite at me. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, I know it's phone problems. Check. Alright. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's right. Bugger off. Shantae. It's got closer, but news Talona. Although I think I'm just doing the practice here. Goddess of Water of Istitia. Moon is Selûne. God of Justice is Tyr. They're all red, but this is all a lie because it's just being dumb. God of Wind is Arl. God of Dragon is Gueron. Vindstrom. God of Endurance is Ilmater. God of Revenge and Retribution is Hor. Goddess of Joy is Lyra. Misfortune is Bishaba. Goddess of the Trade is Joaquin. Scribe that is Jergal. Goddess of the Trade is the Red Connect. God of the Dead is Kalemvor. Goddess of Forests is Miliki. Goddess of the Sea is the Beach Queen, Umberlee. God of Renewal, Dawn and Renewal is Lathander. God of Knowledge is Okama. God of Storms is not Tempus, it's Talos. God of Poison Song is Melilla. Goddess of Birth and Love is Shar. God of Tyranny is Bane. Goddess of Magic is Mistra. God of Wild Nature is Sylvanus. God of Watchfulness is Helm. God of Earth is Grumbar. God of Indulgence is Asmodeus. God of Blue is Sune. God of Wizardry is Azuth. God of Divination and Fate is Savras. I'm bad. I keep hearing the sayings in the videos and all throughout today. I've been trying to Sacris. Like, that's not right. It's not a V. It's not a C. It's a beast. God of the Sun is Amantor. God of Good Fortune is not Bishaba. It is Timora. And you counterpart to Bishaba. God of Fire is Kosuth. God of Hunt is Malar. God of War is Tempus. God of Good Courage and Self-Sacrifice is Torm. God of Murder is Ball. God of Craft is Gond. Goddess of Air is Akadi. Goddess of Illusion is Lyra. Goddess of Pain. What could we go to? Lyra. Peace. Lyra. I guess the option potentially. Goddess of Pain is Naloviatar. God of Death is Mirkul. God of Writing is Denir. God of Lies is Keurig. And goddess of peace is Eldath. See, I was right. Just being stupid. Saying it's wrong. Dumb thing. Yeah. I would go into how I remember all these buildings, but like for a lot of it's like just kind of dumb. Like Gond, well, we got craft Gond. I remember it because it's my memory. I can picture Grumbar and Gond right next to each other, and I've typed it a lot. And Grumbar is a nice earthy, like ground one. I know one. Well, I know one's craft and one is earth, and Grumbar is a big that sound sounds like earth. So Grumbar is earth, and Gond is craft, and Gondalf's kind of like gold. Nothing got sailors. Well, I know it's the very bottom of the list, so it's like a W or a V. It's like a V or a W. There's no Z's or Y's. It's like a W or a V. It's not U because after Umber Lee. And it's got kind of like Viking names. A V, a Vikings, like Northland or Viking, K. And like Valkyr is just the name. It's just remember the name kind of thing. Just type it. So, Valkyr. Go strategy. This is kind of thing like there's a god named the Red Knight. Remember that, and the fact that it's like it's a weird name on a kind of somewhat odd province. It's like if I were to like ask them like if I were to go and list 4 provinces and that like with 4 provinces and naming one that's not real and attempt to hide and then have them guess which one's not a province in D&D, I'd probably say something like strategy, like I'd probably say strategy, tracking, beasts or stars, and I might cheat into like loss or self-sacrifice or renewal. Where it's like a dawn and renewal. Which like it is renewal is a thing, but like it's dawn and renewal, but like it's still a province. Is with something else. So like, but if I'm not, if I should say that, I'd probably go with probably craft, or I'd go with like the dead over dead, like over death. Cause like strategy isn't really weird, but like I was like strategy, and it's a weird province. The Red Knight is a weird name, and knight and strategy of combat, and knights become like a more noble prestige, more noble, which means kind of money. When money means power, and someone is powerful in armies generally a strategist. So, or tactician. So, revenge and retribution. Well, it's horror. That's just like you got horror, you've got Torm, you've got Helm, you've got Tyr. I just kind of remember the horror is revenge. Like, of those like lawful, like good, it's like lawful gods of war. Revenge and retribution is kind of like the most like more negatively oriented one, and horror sounds like horror sounds like a swear word, and so like a curse word, a bad word, and it's the worst of the ones. So there. Then God of Death, Miracle. It's one of the bullshit ones. Like I just messed up on it, and so I remembered it, and also I kind of remember like Miracle, Death. Something in my brain's already connected. That has a bit of a connection there already, and it's also kind of messing up on it for some reason. I think it's being dumb. I thought I checked it and it actually had or something, or I had checked it and like it didn't work or something. because before the whole horde equals horde false thing, I may have changed something after that. I can't remember exactly though. Because that was like 12 hours ago. No, 11 hours ago. No. I think that half 11 hours ago. It was 10 hours ago. Yes, 10 hours ago. I mean, not flipping off the computer, because if I would actually flip it off, like, screw it, so like, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not flipping it off, but like, I'm almost flipping it off. Like, while we're working on it, while doing that, I would kind of, part of what I was doing on stream, but like, I don't know if I've done that in that time period, but like, cause like I was doing my brain was in like D&D stream, well, like the stream brand. I was actually just sitting there. I was sitting there. I wouldn't like I was doing this like it's like but that I was doing this kind of thing with like, but like wasn't like I was talking, but was not without playing my vocal cords. Not many people there at the time because like we got there early, and so it's like. No one was really watching it, like kind of weird. It was after a while, I was sitting there between Excel stuff. I think someone's like heard over conversation, someone talking about Excel, like nearby, and like learn how to use Excel, and I'm like, literally, well, literally they do, or maybe they don't know. Maybe this was working on Excel. I had my screen kind of up like this, like you could see it like while I'm walking by, like I'm sitting here doing Excel things with macros. I am deep in Excel. Not that sounds naughty. I was gonna name the nature thing of Pokemon what naughty does, but I don't know. It's something involving. It might be down spell defense, up in speed or something, but I don't know. But oh yeah, God watches Helm. Well, my purpose is like Helm or your head. It blocks your eyes. Like a helmet, it restricts your vision. And so like it's the opposite. So watchfulness, something that gel would reduce your watchfulness. So their Helm watchfulness seems a lot, but like helmet with like eyes or something. I don't know. Got a good fortune. This is just a trial and error. I wish I got it wrong, but it's actually not true. I guessed it right, and I was proud of myself. I'm like, I got it more right. I happened to get it right. Yay! I'm tapping into kind of stuff, brain. Again, kind of bullshit, but like it's way it's like kind of like my whole thing. Like I never I'm not someone who's ever tested for not tested. That's a complete lie. I'm someone who's never really studied for a test unless like I was forced to. Like it's a birthday. You must study for your final, whatever. I'm like, no, but you're forcing me to, and so I guess we get distracted and not. I would kind of, but like I was getting distracted with the ADHD, so I'm like kind of studying for it, but not really. Because like when we're studying for TEFL, it made me stressed out, anxiety, and like all fun stuff, and I got good grades without studying, so like there was no need to do the extra stress of studying. Like sometimes like I think for chemistry, I'm gonna do this for chemistry file. I remember like just how I had no credit, like looked over right before the test, but like there's something that like to make sure to refresh my mind. But beyond that, by the time we studying, that was just kind of being cheeky. But yeah. So go for Timora. Go try this Guaron, which this is because I've dealt with Guaron a lot, and so Ranger being my favorite class, it's the Ranger one. It's also the interesting name. Like a Windstrom. It's just interesting name, kind of interesting, different. Probably some of those earlier with like tracking the ones like if I like try to trick you into thinking it was not a province. Tracking was not try to trick you into believing it's not a province. Um, so I guess these would be another one. My trick number 4. So um. Okay. Got to Arl. But if I remember, there was Arl, it was like Aurora Borealis, you know, that whole thing, or what's that one? Or something, whatever it is. And Pokemon Aurora Beam, Aurora Veil. Like, it's an Aurora, Mororil, or like Oril. Winter. Dark and Lost, again, I talked about it earlier. It's the whole thing about most of it was the love how I talked about it. Because, like, the 3 that I could not get down. And then I finally, like, well, Talona's, that's about earlier. I guess you could also, like, shard. And so, like, if you, like, break something, you break into shard. And so it's lost. You've lost it. Or, like, he's breaking apart into shards and we go find the shards of something. So lost and shard. And all is Ogma. This is again a one I have to memorize because I kind of dealt with it at one point. Because it's almost used in other pantheons. I've dealt with it. I remembered it. Again, it's kind of bullshit. God, what's your attitude? Again, it's bullshit. I just happened to memorize it in the past for some reason. God of lies, Lyra. Well, you can pronounce it as a lie. No, this is the one I messed up. Remember? How I mess up Kirik sometimes? That's right there. That's what I mean. Kirik. Might make a little more sense in the future why I'm messing it up that way, but Kirik. Again, this is kind of BS one. It's like it sounds like a not so nice name, like Kirik doesn't sound good or anything, and then like lies like Kirik. Yeah, I was getting it wrong a lot. It feels like a negative name. It's BS. Sylvanas, it's just Silva is forest. It's actually one of the first gods I learned because like my first character was like a does it worship Sylvanas? That changed. I was actually who Sylvanas is. Once I learned about Sylvanas, it's the first time I was supposed to like, ooh, Sylvanus, Silva, forest, Latin. Ooh, because the time of taking Latin. So it's like Latin name. All the Sylvanus. Yeah, it's a Latin name. Silva is forest. Latin. Sylvanus, Sylvan. Wild nature. It's the wild one because Sylvan are Fae, which tend to be chaotic, so chaotic and wild. And it's nature, Sylvan, forests, wild nature. There you go, Sylvanus. And it's Us because that's a classic Latin ending, so Sylvan, Us, Sylvanus, Sylvan, Latin for forest. Yeah. Okay, this is kind of this is, to be frank, this is like with talking about with horror, where it's like, well, there's always like lawful war gods. Like I said, I don't know if Helm, Hor, Tyr, Torm. Well, it's one of those, and I know what Helm is. So it's not Helm, because Helm's watchfulness. Tyr's justice. I get to why I know that later when I get around to Tyr. And then I know it's Curtains of Silence is not Tor. There, make Torm. Also, Torm you'll see like a lot of times I've seen Adventure where, like, yes, the cleric of Torm or paladin of Torm. Torm's the good one, like that a lot of people follow is Torm, because it's courage and self-sacrifice. So it's a god of courage. So let's go follow Torm, clerics of Torm, paladin of Torm. So so they're gonna buy. Saloon kind of from a show, as well as just like I don't think it's just a show. I feel like I've some other place where like I've found a saloon. But I kind of bullshit, but like yeah. Got a piece of Eldath. That's just I've Eldath is one of the gods I countered with and deal with a lot, so I just know it. I got writing it's Denier. This is when I was messing up because of the spelling and just drilling into my skull. So BS, not helpful at all. I'm trying to remember it. Is there any construed reason I can come up with how being Denier and the writing together? I can't think of anything applicable. At least not off my head. Melil, poetry song is Melil. Melil, kind of like a little rhyme thing going on. Lil. Again, kind of construed and BS, like dumb, but like M is like music, because poetry and songs like a music kind of thing, and the Illil kind of sounds like a rhyme thing, like with poetry or songs, like Millil. Also, in the first character I played with, in the first part I had, like my first time I played Dean. Well, not first time I played D&D. First time I played D&D with a character I made. One of the other parties was a bard named Lilybee. That kind of helped me a little bit, but Millil because like this backwards Lily, but it's rather than a B, it's an M because music. Gradually helps me. Not it's not both other people, but Millil music. I know. Yeah. Ghost Rumors. So this one's another kind of odd one, but so in the list of gods in Forgotten Path, you have Tempus and Talos right next to each other. Tempus should be the name of like Tempus Tempest Storm. Okay, there we go. Tempest is Storm. However, it's not. It's trying to trick you. It's actually Talos. It's the other T one that's not super. The other T god that is not really. I think they're both evil. I'm not sure of that. I'm pretty sure Tempus and Talos are both evil gods. Tempus is the god of war. We'll get around that later though. And it's like it looks like Tempus, but it's not Tempus. It's Talos. Again, BS. I mean, in Talos because from like, partially it's like Breath of the Wild, the Stone Talos stuff. But yeah, that's coming right over there. God of Fire, Kosuth. Honestly, this is another one with like I messed it up sometimes, so it didn't be in my head. I think there's other. I guess I don't know. For me, that sound, but it sounds kind of like fire. Like no, not like my brain's associating it with fire. Kosuth. It's like cold. Fire, but cold. Like kind of sizzling sound. I'm BSing this mostly. Oof. Yeah, it was just a time. I'm going to draw Lyra. Lyda is the Latin for happy. So Lyra. So, if you don't know I'm from Latin, it's not very helpful to you. Like Lyta, happy. So yeah. Although Lyra sounds happy. You know, there's another reason. Lyra. It sounds like a happy name. Granted, you can say the same thing about their names, though it's probably the happiest saying. Maybe we can argue for like Auril, but Lyra since happened Auril. So, not Lathander. This is one where it's kind of no, because I've dealt with it. In fact, I was dealing with it from my because the one that's the Shrine of Bliss is like dedicated to Amon, Shantae, and Lathander. It's a BS reason, but it's what it is. It's the way it is. Malinki, this is just I've dealt with Malinki so much that I memorized it. Same thing is true for Mystra here. The Gods of Magic. Got a trade. Joaquin. For some reason, Joaquin Benoit comes to mind. No clue who that is. I feel like maybe a baseball player, balls player, or something else. I honestly have no idea. But first thing that comes to mind, I'm thinking about that. The reason I know link Joaquin and trade is because it's the last one I just memorized. The last one's Joaquin, and the last one's trade. Okay, next. Well, the last one's a W one, like Joaquin. It's the last one, and the last one's the trade one. It's Joaquin. Dumb, and I have it on a list, but until you memorize it entirely. Sure. Also, I'm probably gonna forget these about it but then the month I'm probably gonna have to go. I probably like once a week. At least for once a week, I should go through all these, or at least once a day. Go them until that's fully memorized. But and then you go through at least once a week, or like once a month. But if I go once a month, I'm gonna start forgetting them because like it's a lot of information to keep in my brain. But Nick Drilling. But yeah, go look at Lyra. This is what I mentioned with Kirill. So, Kirik, because Lyra, illusion for deceiving people. When you deceive, when you lie to them, lying, deceiving, illusion. And her name's like Lyra. It's Lyra, lying. Granted, because Lyra, or Lyra potentially. But I'm pronouncing it Lyra. How pronounced? Maybe not. English dumb. But if you say it's not pronounced that way, well, you switch the E and the I around. Hey, it's supposed to lie. There you go. Illusion. Also, L, illusion. You've got an I in the word and an L. It's illusion kind of starts. If you know the I, it starts with L. The first syllable of illusion has an L in it. The first syllable of Lyra has an L in it. Grind. Lyra. I think that's one syllable, but that's not true. Lyra. Lyra. That's two syllables. But, like, the first letter of it isn't the first, there's two L's in the illusion, and there's the first letter in Lyra's L. BS, but ball. Ball's also kind of messed up. Though I don't think it actually messed up. I think it wasn't working out to fix something, and just never tried ball again. Because I tried ball and murder. It didn't work. It just wasn't functioning because it was an error, and so I wasn't trying. I got a problem, and so I was struggling with it. It's being stupid. I'll show with Excel. In truth, Excel was just screwing me over. Well, screw me over. But I mean, Ball's like one of the ones that kind of make connected too. Like just like with Mystra and stuff, and like Kellum or time gone to yet, but yeah. Ball is like an evil name. Balls. Ball is one of the like evil gods I remember the name of. Like Ball, Bane, Umberly. The gods that pass. Thing like, oh, evil gods. That's the three I would name you. If you have a three name for evil gods, that's the three name. I guess I might name Osmodeus as a Bane, but Ball put the first one in name. So yeah. Okay, this is a Akidi. No, it's a Kadi. Akadi. Um, Akadi air and then I were there. It sounds like a light. We're like Akadi, nice and light. Akadi. I just kind of remember it because we're at the top of the list. It's an A and an A. It's a light word. It's like the name, the A name that's nice and light and flowy is the air one. That's something kind of I did it. Actually, Shantae, this one I've dealt with. Same with Lathander, I've dealt with it a lot. Um, Shantae, Cornucopia, Stars, that is the same thing. The end of Cornucopia and the start of Cornucopia are the same as the start. Well, CCEAEA. Except the Cornucopia is IA, but and actually honestly super linked, but they are, but they are. No, they are, but excuse me, well. So yeah, kind of bullshit, but I just doubt it. I know it is. God of War. This is Tempest. It's same. It's just it's whole in the inverse of the whole Talos one. The God of Storms. Like, yeah. Okay, but Tyranny. Kind of similar to like Ball, cause like I switched them around. It was messing me up because I think I had Gus Bane on Tyranny, but it didn't. But it wasn't functioning. It wasn't working, so it didn't actually go through, and it was confusing me. But that's just one I kind of remembered. Again, from the part of if I actually named 5 gods, I named Bane Beyond was a name. At least before now. Now I'd like I'd say Ball. I'd say that's Osmodeus. Probably say Umberlee, and then I'd say Bane Talon or something. I don't know. I think Ball is surefire. I would say the rest are like now they're probably more up in there because I might say Talon or something, um, or Char or something. But speaking of evil gods that I mentioned, are there Umberlee gods of the sea? Honestly, I'm this more from just dealing with her and like adventures. Like Umberlee, the bitch queen, the beach queen, if you want to be pronounced in a way that makes it seem like you're not saying a bad word. The beach queen and beach sea, but like that doesn't you can't say Umberlee beach queen. You have to already have the connection in your mind that Umberlee's the bitch queen, but so that's not very helpful. So um. Well, I'm tired. I'm gonna go through at least a minute stream because I'm gonna start for an hour and a half, and I am tired and I was 100% lie. I'm not agree. Okay. God of Water. Istisha. Well, um, all that makes me think of Morticia from my own family, which is nothing to do with water, but the name does, and so I come from that. Um, because like, what's it? But Tish is what Miss Adams calls Morticia. It's Tish. So it's kind of why I remember the name. Also, like ichthyology, like well, ichthy is fish, it's an I, fish in water. Also, like Titia, it sounds like kind of fish, and E is just kind of ending they put on there. It's like Istitia, then is because maybe like island. I don't know. Istitia. And it's also just kind of weird name. I probably because it's a weird name. Like, oh, the weird issue is water. I can't just remember that. But yeah, didn't play Savras. I just messed when Savras were out. That's where I remember it. And I can kind of picture it similar in the D&D book, which is like eyes and stuff. So, give it a fate. But Love Indulgence is Asmodeus. Well, I remember that Asmodeus exists as the archdevil of Archos, the ruler of the nine hells. Like indulgence, your typical like sins, and indulging in your most base desires, and indulging is not a sin thing. It's like Sunday's sins, indulgence. Asmodeus is the god of indulgence. It just kind of makes sense. Goes with Love and Beauty. Sune. Kind of because I messed up on it at first, and then fix it. Probably remember it. Sune has Sune rather than Soon. It's a pretty name. It's like beauty. Or like sun can be to be pretty. Like Sune sounds like soon. It's a time thing, and the sun as well. Sun and time. Time kind of do like day and night cycles, like an evening. The beauty of a setting sun. It's kind of a stretch, but it's a thing, I guess. So like, because then work with. I've got these masks. It's pretty simple, but what if these were a mask? Duh. Okay, move on. God of the Dead. This is a memorized one because I'm just familiar with the god. It's like Mystra. Probably Dead. Okay, sorry for the Dead. It's the one that's a god on it. It's the really weird one that's a god and with a very funny name, Jericho. So, remember that. And this is Jared Gold is exclusive of Columbor. Just kind of funny that next to each other. With Bashaba, this is just kind of remembered because the whole bloody Bashaba. I need a friend to reroll one. Or fucking Bashaba. Reroll ones. Go Earth. I looked some of the Golem the way earlier, right at the beginning. All the Groombot of the Earth, it sounds like the god of Earth. It just sounds like ground and Groombar. Big name. It sounds like a god of Earth. God Sun. Amontor. This is one I mess with a lot. Probably more the spell than anything else, but coming into that, there's something else there, like I guess the and then the Torah name of soul, like sun. Yeah, this kind of enjoyed my brain really. So Talon I talked about earlier, it's like talons. How about earlier doing with the frick. Talons, a weapon, poison, and stuff. Yeah, but yeah. I'm going with tier. It's kind of through God of War, Ragnarok, kind of sort of, but. Alpha again, it's our remembering of like, okay, all your warming gods, your Helm and Torm and Hor and Tyr. Well, we know Helm's watchfulness and Hor's revenge retribution. And Torm's when the air one falls, it's the courage one. Like the Taurus, the revenge retribution one. Well, Tyr isn't revenge and retribution, so it's not that one, which then leaves it with Justice. Let's choose Justice. Gods of Pain. This is Leviatar. Adjusted earlier. Going into the Motcher. I just remember this one. It's kind of like with Kalamvor. Cause it's D&D Jesus, kind of sort of basically. Yeah. Then Malagos. This is what I just kind of remembered. Malak like a Malamar, which is like made being evil Pokemon. Like the hunt. It's like the hunt. The way like, you're hunting on something to kill it. It's like if we bad things like Malar, like Malice. It's like other than like Mouse, you're hunting on something like, out of malice. So it's Malamar with Malar Malice. It's Mal bad. So I guess so. There's stuff with that, but and wait, did I fuck up? No, it's not that fucked up. I said I forgot to turn on to automatic. And that right there is what messed me up with Ball and Bane. Is I forgot to turn on to automatic when I was checking them, and so it was failing. Messed me up, but I'm getting really tired now, so I'm going to end stream here. So I only streamed for a couple hours here. Well, not a couple hours. I was not there. For some reason, but yeah, it's for too long. It's now 6:40, and like I said, I'm really tired. So here. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly when, but I'll probably do the survey tomorrow. The now that I know it's closing on the 20th, I've got tons of time, so I'm not as concerned about getting that thing done. Although I think about messing around with Unity, which is a coding thing, from my understanding. Well, I've been recommended to use Unity for some stuff. You should mess around with it by somebody who does coding and stuff. And so, I think I'm gonna mess around with that this weekend. Cause now that I'm kind of like open for yourself. I also have the viewers ones. I was gonna make a encounter table generator thing for the viewer. For a viewer. Which having done that and like being openly doing this makes me wonder what other requests to do something, which is like what at what point do I start asking people to pay me to do it? But okay, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm starting. I'm trying to actually fall asleep here. Yeah. So for those again, thanks for dropping by. But before I fall asleep, I'm gonna sleep. So, bye.